Hello and welcome. This is going to be a brief video to explain the differences between normal and heroic modes of Rotface in Icecrown Citadel with an emphasis on the 10-man encounter. For positioning, you're going to want 3 people at range to deal with Vile Gas, which is a new mechanic introduced for the heroic mode of this fight. Having a hunter in your group makes that one obvious choice, as well as your kiting tank. For your final selection, I would suggest using any sort of dot-based class, if available, because this is also something that requires heavy movement being at range, so being able to rely on heavy damage from dots is a huge benefit. Line the DPS up directly north, south, east, or west, depending on what direction you face the boss, in order to help compensate for the floor flooding. Reason being that when the floor does flood, it will flood northeast, northwest, southeast, or southwest. And by lining up directly north, south, east, or west, it will allow you, when you need to escape a flooding area of the floor, to simply strafe a bit and not have to do any unnecessary running, or especially running in where you may accidentally leave what is considered ranged for this encounter and subject the entire group gathered up near the boss to damage from a Vile Gas. When the area of the floor that's flooded clears, simply move back into your normal position, north, south, east, or west. Now, as far as dealing with kiting goes, the slime that will flood the floor now no longer slows, it will root you in place. Because of this, communication is an absolutely integral part of this fight, because the entire raid is going to have to shift and create a clear path for your kiting tank to go past the flood on the floor, so that your tank doesn't get stuck there, and neither does anyone who has to run over to merge a small ooze in with a big ooze. Once the tank has cleared the flooded areas of the floor, again you need to communicate that to the rest of the raid so that everyone can go ahead and move back into their original position and your kiting tank can continue on as normal. As with every other heroic encounter in Icecrown Citadel, you're going to find that the boss has more health and does more damage. You're also going to notice that even though the basic concept of the Vile Gas is very similar to what you find in the Festergut encounter, you actually retain control of your character throughout this. However, it's not worthwhile to keep everyone grouped up on the boss because of the damage that spreads massively throughout everyone there, and it just creates extra stress on your healers. So, again, extra health, extra damage, the slime will root you, so don't go through it, and keep people at range to deal with Vile Gas. Run through the encounter a few times, adjust to the changes, play intelligently, and have good communication, and you should get this. Good luck, thanks for watching.